glad you could make it today. Woo! Woo! We're the early risers. We're out and about already. I am so glad that you're here, and I'm filling in for my husband, Mike Buffo. He is away this weekend. He'll love that. He'll love that. We are Creative Mornings. Creative Mornings is a global community, and we are sponsored by Adobe. And how many of you, this is your very, very first time here? Raise your hand. Yay, look at all these new faces. Thank you for coming, and thank you for bringing friends and telling people about this morning. We are here the last Friday of every month, and please spread the word. We would love that, to have more folks here. We are all about lifting our creative community, and this is our Instagram and our website. Monterey Peninsula, this is, like I said, global, so you'll find a chapter all over the world. This is a little bit about me, required by my husband. I am his other half, and we run a production company, House of 8 Media. And a little bit about me, I'm actually not from here. He brought me here to the Monterey Peninsula, and I'm so glad. Our partner is Adobe. Thank you, Adobe, for being our sponsor. And just like Creative Mornings, Adobe believes that community is everything. That's why we're here, not just as a partner, but as a true supporter of our creative family here in Monterey. Adobe's mission is to champion Creative Mornings around the world and to support you at every stage of your creative journey. With Adobe's support, Creative Mornings headquarters is working to bring you resources and virtual field trips and help you navigate change, embrace new trends, and grow. No matter where you are in your journey, just starting out, pivoting, or advancing your career, there will be something for you. Thank you, Adobe. We want to thank Wave Street Studios for this beautiful space. And if you haven't met Rhett, make sure to say hi to him and his wonderful family for hosting us. They do such an amazing job here. If you have an event, a fundraiser, a wedding, you want to record something, this is the place to go. And House of 8 Media, we also sponsor this event. Yay. We have a sponsor. Thank you for coming. And he's going to tell us a little bit more about Monterey on tonight.
Good morning, everyone. This is the only way I could get some publicity is to be a sponsor. But happy to do it, because I think what's going on here is marvelous. And please tell everyone about Creative Mornings, because I've met so many wonderful people now. I've been here a little over a year and a half, I think. But I'm doing something today at the end of my life that I call my passion. And it's a television show here in Monterey. We started it almost 3 years ago. And I invite guests on each show, and it's the only show of its kind in the country. We're on for 3 hours live every Sunday night on television. And we're in 2 markets, the station that I own here in Monterey, KMBY TV, and a station in Fresno that I own. But because of the internet now, we can stream the show all over the world live. And then we are the only broadcaster that puts it on the air 24 hours a day. So we've done 122 shows, 3 hours long, over almost 3 years. And they loop. So they're on 24 hours a day. I got that idea from Johnny Carson, because when Johnny retired, they put all of the Tonight shows in a loop. And you could see the Tonight shows for the 35 years that Johnny was on the air. So anyway, we mix up the interviews over 3 hours with music videos. And this coming Sunday night, it'll be B.B. King. Last Sunday night, it was Ricky Nelson. Does anybody remember Ricky Nelson? Believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't even know who he was. And it's... Right? Okay. Yeah, well, he's been gone 45 years. So anyway, let's figure that those people need to be recognized. We had Jerry Lee Lewis. We had Chuck Berry. We had Fats Domino, their concerts. And people look at me and go, who are those people? but I'm keeping them alive by doing their concerts on the show. And any of you in the room that would like to have publicity for whatever you do, please let me know. I use Wendy Brickman from Brickman Marketing here in Monterey. She's been doing it for 35 years. She knows everybody. So if she doesn't know you, let us know, and we'll get you a slot. It's either 6:15, 7:15, or 8:15, and you're on for about 15 minutes. And then you can take those segments and you can load them on YouTube, and they're there on YouTube. So it's a good way to get your word out, good publicity. And I'm having so much fun. And this lady right here, Justine Stock, was a co-host. So every show also has a co-host, different co-host. That young lady right there was a co-host. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Monterey on tonight. This is our theme, parallel, and a little bit about that. So we may never see eye to eye, but unlike train tracks, our paths don't run in straight lines. And just a little tidbit I wanted to share on the theme. Justine and I just worked on a project together, and we run parallel in the arts community here in Monterey. And it was so great that I could call her in and ask her to be a part of our newest production for the Torhouse Foundation. And that will be coming out this year. She got to play, she was a model for Una Jeffers. And so anyway, I am so excited to bring her up here. She's a powerhouse, and give it up for Justine.
Good morning, everybody. My goodness, it is so wonderful to be here at Creative Mornings. I'm honored. This is probably one of my most favorite meetings that I get to attend, are these lovely 8:30 a.m. End of Friday Creative Mornings. And gosh, every time I do leave this space, excuse me, I feel so hopeful for humanity. And I leave with like a little tear in my eye. So I always take, a tissue with me in my purse. And that's thanks to all of you and the brilliant speakers that we do have. So welcome. This is a special glowing space. And I think that just to get started, why don't we all just take a collective breath together and just arrive and be ready for Miss Melanie Yates, who I get the pleasure of introducing. Melanie Yates is a longtime resident of the Monterey Peninsula and is a relationship expert and coach. And trust me, honey, that is not what I'm here to talk about. You do not want to hear my professional advice about romantic relationships. Let me tell you that, okay? But what I am here to say is that my name is Justine Stock, and I am the managing director and co-founder of New Canon Theater Company. I also just recently founded J Stock Productions, LLC, which is a personal dream of mine. It's a production company that focuses on intimate theatrical work, hopefully internationally, as well as independent film. And that's been a dream of mine since I was a kid, so we just made that happen 6 months ago. But New Canon Theater Company, how many of you have heard of who we are and what we do? Okay, I would say that's a little more than half, so we're doing our job. So New Canon Theater, we are a theater company that operates here on the Monterey Peninsula. We are a professional, nonprofit organization. We've been around for 3 years now. We just celebrated our birthday, March 7th, and anybody who's in the nonprofit world, especially as a startup, knows that that is a tremendous feat. So we're very, very proud of that. Thank you so much. So we perform in found spaces. We don't have a permanent home, which we intend to do at some point in our long life. The whole principle of New Canon, what it was founded on, was Peter Brooks, who's a very famous British director, brilliant. There was a concept, or he has a concept, that all you need is an empty space and brilliant players to play in it. So that's what we dare to do. We've performed in breweries, we've performed in wineries, at the Carmel High, and we bring theater, really quality really thought-provoking theater to the people. Our mission is to reimagine the classics, much like some of the shows that we're going to I'll share with you. But we also bring new voices, new playwrights with our New Canon Theater Lab, where we do a new playwrights festival once a year. So, parallelism. So parallels, I think it's important to define a little bit, what does a parallel mean? What does that mean? So that is the use of similar structures to highlight connections. And I wanted to touch on how the performing artist does that, and the parallels that run for us, and the artist's relationship with parallels. A dear friend of mine who's a collaborator and a playwright in New York, his name is Dennis Leroy Kangley, and he recently wrote, "All rehearsals for plays contain all the problems in the world. If you wrestle with them, you understand more about life and yourself. And when you perform them, they are the dress rehearsals for revolution. For the theater artist, it starts on stage. And when the stage is real, you let a rip." I really, really love that. That really resonated with me. Yes, I'm the managing director of New Canon, but I also am an artist first. I've been an actor since I was 8 years old. Music, theater, film, visual arts, they all aim to capture a form of the human experience, right? So that's to speak to humanity in a different way. Some of the best performances you've seen probably are the most raw and honest ones, and they speak directly to your soul, wouldn't you say? So that final connection point between the artist and the audience is, what do you walk away with? And is there anything left to do? So with that, I'd love to introduce this lovely lady, who's now my new bestie, our amazing speaker, Miss Melanie Yates. She is a certified neuro coach, #1 best-selling Amazon author, and expert in relationships. We'll talk after the show. I'd love to have my own personal, just a little quick session with you, please. Addiction, PTSD, and divorce. She brings 21 years of patient care experience at CHOMP, the Community Hospital of the Monterey Peninsula, to this interactive session. With over 10,000 hours of EFT tapping experience, she helps people rewire stress responses, release emotional pain, and build strong parallel relationships that honor both closeness and individuality. Let's give it up for Miss Melanie Yates.
My name is Melanie, and I am addicted to being happy. Anyone want to raise their hand about being addicted to being happy? I hope so. I hope so, because, I am a human being, right? And I have this need to feel good. And yet, sometimes in life, a lot of times in life, I don't, and I want to hide that. I don't want you to know. And I want to invite all of us today. This is such a beautiful, wonderful, unique, sacred space that our community is gathered here. If you're here, I truly believe, we each have this moment right now, and what a gift it is to just be here. So I want to invite each of us to put our hands on our heart, and again, take that breath in and just recognize where we are right now. Throughout this presentation, the next 30 minutes, we're going to be checking in with ourselves, because I believe that the relationship we have with ourselves is the most important relationship. And I've found that in life, that my relationship with myself is parallel to all the people around me, and especially how I show up for other people. So I want to introduce you to my granny, Dorothy Smith. And I didn't think I was going to get emotional, but at 95, last year she died. And I was just wondering what you thought about this picture. Like, what do you think she was thinking? What kind of person do you think my Granny Dot was? Anybody? Sassy. Sassy. And I put the picture of her with the crown on because she would always tell me, I said, Grandma, you know, what would you tell women that are having a hard time with self-esteem or confidence or believing in themselves? What would you tell them? And she would say, love yourself. And she had this Southern Baptist accent from Virginia. That's just who she was. She was sassy in her tone, in her accent, and she would say, love yourself. And I would say, Grandma, you know, some people don't know how to do that. How do you do that? And she would say, you look in the mirror and you say, I love you. I'm a queen, she would say. And she had this body language, right? And I believed her. I believed that she thought she was a queen. She believed it. I could feel it when she did her thing, you know? And, you know, I'm a lot like her. And I'm grateful that she is with me right now. So the strongest relationships are those where each person stands as a whole, complete, walking side by side, not lost in each other, but growing together. So for me, what I want to do today, what I want to experience with you guys today is how can I get more in tune with this body, with this person right here, me, myself. And so we're going to kind of keep checking in with this scale. So I like to always admit. I have to acknowledge and admit, which it's not always easy to admit and acknowledge where I'm at, for reals. And if you know me, I like real talk, you know, chitter chat, like how are you? I really just, it's so automatic that we say that to one another. And it's more fun to be real. And what I've found too is that when you're real, you connect with people and you feel closer to them. So that's the kind of person I am. I want the real thing. I want authenticity. I want to feel something with people, you know, and that probably goes back to, you know, I have this addict personality of I just want more and more and more. That's kind of who I am. And so when I feel that connection, I want more. So what we're going to do, I need to kind of feel out where we're at in this room. So 10, I kind of use this scale, but it's really, I wanted to focus on stress. Because maybe you are in physical pain. This is like something we would use like at the hospital, right? Like, how bad is your pain? But really, what I focus on now is more what's your emotional pain. And I think even that is harder to identify with, but everyone can identify with the word stress. Can everybody identify with that word? Show of hands. Everybody can, right? Like everybody's hand. All right, I just want to make sure we're all here right now. So from a 1 to 10, I want you to think about where you're at with stress today. And you're going to get more from this if you focus on a problem or a challenge. I know you guys probably don't have that many problems, our challenges, but it's more beneficial. You don't have to, but it's more beneficial to use something that kind of rubs you the wrong way. It could be a relationship, it could be negative self-talk, but I want you to rate this stress towards a specific problem that's going on in your life so that we can kind of use that today, because I'm going to give, we're going to go on a journey here, and I want to give you some tools. And I also like quick fixes, all right? You with me? Everybody like quick fixes? So the things that I like to do with people and the way I like to mentor and coach is to use quick fixes, because I don't know about you, but when I feel stress or I'm in pain, I need something to change now. So with the hands, how many people, when they think of a stress in their life, are at a 10? Okay. Remember that I said, if you really have a problem, it's better to talk, it's better to use a problem that's causing stress. Okay, so there's a couple of you at 10. Is there anybody at a 9? Okay, when you think about this issue in your life, it feels like the stress involved around that is a 9. Hands? Okay, 8, 7, 6, less than 5. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I want you to know that everything that we're going to work on today is going to be about feeling good, because like I said at the beginning, I like feeling good. So we're going to look at ways. It's good to just focus on where you're at, because I want to see at the end of this, even the people that aren't that stressed, if they feel different. Because we can always be happier, right? That's the addict in me, you can always have more. So right now, one of my favorite ways to increase oxytocin is body language. So body language tells your brain how to feel. And so they say the quickest way to change is behavior. It's like the weakest link in thoughts, feelings, and behaviors is behavior. So if I change my body language, that could be the best way to change the thoughts and the feelings. So we all like to listen to music, but the one that I'm loving right now is high fives. I love high fives, and Mel Robbins brought this to a whole new level, because your body knows what a high five is and what it celebrates, right? So and affirmations work great, but with body languages, it takes it to the next level. So your body already knows what a high five is all about. It's about celebrating, right? It's like, yeah. It's like, we won, it's a good day, so how I got this idea from Mel Robbins, and she says, give yourself a high five in the morning. So when I go to the bath, I always give homework in the bathroom, because everybody goes there, and that you can remember you have another job to do in there too. So I love having people do their homework in the bathroom. So one of the things I like to do is high five in the mirror. And so I'll tell myself, you got out of bed. Yes. So right now, we're gonna increase the oxytocin in the room by giving your neighbor a high five and say, glad you're here. Woohoo! So awesome. So awesome that you're here. High five. Smiling is another way to release hormones and chemicals out of your brain. So I saw you all were smiling. and you're giving the high fives, right? It's just, we've learned it from a kid. So that's like automatic body language, super cool, right? So I like this analogy with, these look like parallels to me, right? So we have these parallel lines, and I want to make this analogy with to grow, right? So what I've found is that this connection with who I am and my row is parallel to the people that are closest around me. So when I think of my son, my husband, my parents, brothers and sisters, they're all close to me. And then there are the people that I have attracted into my life, right? So they all have a row too. So I thought this was a great way to look at parallels, because I'm looking at my row, and I'll tell you something I've done in my life. I've been in my row, and I see somebody's row next to me, right? And it's like, my row looks pretty good, you know? And I look over and I'm like, well, I don't really like the way their row looks right now. Like, I see a couple weeds, and I love this person so much. I'm just gonna hop over here for a second, you know? And I'm just gonna, that looks like a weed. Definitely shouldn't be here. I'm just gonna pull a couple here, and then before I know it, my row looks like a mess. So I'm like, oh, what the? And then, you know, my favorite person that I love so much is like, who's been in my row? And what happened to like my favorite thing in the world isn't there anymore? And I'm like, oh, well, I just did some weeding for you. So I know if someone did that in my row, I'd be pissed, you know? And especially if it meant something to me, you know? But it's so easy to look at someone's row and compare and critique and complain that it doesn't look like my row. But I think we can all see that my row doesn't have to be like everybody else's, you know? But it's real tempting to compare my row with everybody else, especially the people I love that are just right there. Like, isn't it supposed to look like this? You know, like, even though they're different kinds of lettuce, they kind of look the same. I'm sorry, but they do. I want my life to look better than that, man. I just do. I want more than that. You know, and when I think of, they used to tell me that you can't change other people. But I have found that that is just not true. I cannot control other people. But there is something that happens in my row that affects other people. If I grow crops like corn that shoots way, way up, that's gonna affect the people that are on my side. If I grow weeds, that's gonna affect people around me. We all get a row. And I want you to think of the parallels today that we're gonna be working on as I get to be in my row. And when I create something wonderful, more people wanna be next to it. They wanna be close to it. They don't have to be in my row. I don't have to be in their row, but they can be a part of it. Has anyone ever felt lonely in a relationship? I believe that we want to be in the game. So what happens when you do tug of war? What's the goal of tug of war? To win. So when I win the game of tug of war, what happens? And they all fall down, right? So the goal is to stay in the game, especially with relationships, right? Like when I'm in a relationship, it's a tug of war. And I want to stay in the game. The goal is not to win. I want to be in the game. And what happens is it's this contraries. There's always opposites. and there's always a balancing act. So this is another place where we're kind of checking in with ourselves, like, where am I? It is wonderful to give to other people, and, as a mom, as a wife, as a daughter, as a friend, I love giving to people. And what happens is I give so much, I forget about me. And I'll tell you, in the healthcare, it's real easy to care more about your patients than yourself. And it comes at a price. And I continue to learn the hard way, because that's just the way I like to do it sometimes. But it's given me an amazing experience of this, how do I balance it out? So it's important to, again, admit and be aware, where am I on that scale, 1 to 10? How much do I give to others, 1 to 10? How much do I give to myself, 1 to 10? Where am I at? So acknowledging, I like using the number because it helps me gauge which direction I need to go. So if there's a 10 on anything, it's like, I really need to look at the opposite of that. So if I give a lot to other people, that means if I can say, yeah, I give to people out of 10, I need to find something like, what could I do right now and today to love myself or give back to myself? So I know you can't control people or make people do anything, right? Because I can't even do that to myself. Even stuff I want to change in myself, I even resist myself. I'm like the dog, like, no, I don't want to, So can't give what you don't have. My grandma always said that too. You can't give what you don't have. EFT is called Emotion Freedom Technique, and it's tapping. And so we're going to do some tapping right now, and we're going to take that number that you had at the beginning, and we're going to just do a couple of rounds. Even if you're not too sure about this, it could be, woo-woo, but I haven't even said God yet. So you guys are, you're safe. I still want you to feel like you're safe in this room. I'm not going to shove anything down your throat. These are just pressure points that acupuncture uses, but we don't have to have the needles. And so this is a way to shift energy. So we always check in with where we're at right now. So we want something. So if you're ones that were, you're not in a lot of stress, you're not in a lot of pain, like 5 and below, you're going to kind of think of how happy you are, and if it gets even better after this, because the scientific proof is that we're going to lower our blood pressure and our heart rate and our cortisol levels, and we're going to hopefully tap in to some energy inside of you that's for you. It's just waiting for you. So we're going to start on this point called the karate chop point, like hi-ya karate chop. And you're just going to tap here, and you're going to follow me. We're going to tap on a couple of the places that are on this picture. I'm going to say a sentence. You're going to repeat it. Even though I feel this pressure, I give myself permission to have my feelings. Even though life doesn't always show up the way I want it to. I love and accept me right now anyway. Even though sometimes I feel stressed, I give myself permission to have my feelings. I know I can create a safe and loving place for myself. Now you're going to tap on your eyebrow. Things don't always come up the way I want them to. On your temple. Sometimes life isn't fair. Underneath your eye. It doesn't always look the way I want it to. I wish things could be different. There's 2 spots here on your mouth that we're tapping on, below your nose and below your lips. I like to use it as a C. So I say a C around your mouth. Just because it doesn't look the way I want it to. And life keeps happening. Underneath your arm. They didn't even ask me. On top of your head. I still feel this stress about life not being the way I want it. Take a deep breath in. Gonna have you start on your eyebrow. And I'm just gonna have you tap on the spots while I talk. So consider what your life would be without stress. Then you're gonna tap on your temple. You can even close your eyes and you can think about how you would feel if there was no tension or pressure. Underneath your eye. What could you do if you weren't stressed out? A C around your mouth. What would it feel like if there was no pressure to do more? On your collarbone. How much energy would I have to do something I love to do if I wasn't so stressed? Underneath your arm. What if life could be the way I want it? On top of your head, what if I could create something better for myself? Take a deep breath in and out. On your eyebrow, you're going to repeat after me. In this moment, I'm here for myself. On my temple, I got my own back. Underneath your eye. I'm willing to show up different. A C around your mouth. Right now, I'm willing to see it different. Collarbone. Even if things don't go exactly how I want, I'm willing to look at other ways to see it. Underneath your arm. I'm willing to be here right now. Top of your head. Take a deep breath in. Right now, I'm here. Okay, take a nice deep breath in again. Where are we at? Are you higher than when we started? Raise your hand. Good. As far as the stress goes or happiness? Okay, awesome. I should have made that. Okay. Is that everybody feeling better than they did when they got here? Yes. Okay. Is anyone feeling the same? So, tapping, and you could even be feeling worse. And it is okay to feel whatever you are feeling. Tapping is about getting connected with yourself. The other thing with tapping, to really get the benefit, is like anything good, you have to repeat it. I just wanted to give you a small taste. I was just a couple rounds. And that is something that that has been scientifically proven to treat PTSD, to treat trauma, and it stick. There is scientific proof. So I'd be happy to share more about that. I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek preview. I wanted to test that you guys felt better before scaring you. I hate snakes and spiders for that matter. The fight, flight, freeze. Have you ever been, I'm going to speak for myself because, you probably don't want to admit this to anybody. I was in a relationship where I was so angry, I felt like if they died, my life would be so much better. And I didn't really, it wasn't like I wanted to have anything to do with it, but I was just kind of praying about it, right? And it's so interesting because I thought that if that person was gone, that my life would be better. And I was wrong. I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Because you know what? I was blaming that person, and it had nothing to do with them. I might as well have been aiming it at myself. And so I've learned that when I'm walking on thin ice, when you're thinking about killing someone, you're kind of on thin ice. If you're walking on eggshells, my hope is that everyone in here would take up some space and be a part of this amazing community. And just by being here, I feel like that's exactly the kind of people I'm around right now. I love helping people be bold and stand up and speak their truth. It took a while for me to stand up and speak my truth, and really it had nothing to do with other people, because what I've found is that the parallel was person next to me. We weren't side by side. We were enmeshed, and we were reacting off of each other. And I got to take responsibility for where I was at. And this next little fun thing we're gonna do is we need to pair up with two people. So can everybody pair up so that we have two? We need pairs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 60 seconds. So what we're gonna do is just stare at the other person. You can smile. You're not gonna talk, but you're just gonna stare. And we're gonna just do 60 seconds, starting right now. Okay, time up. I'd love to hear what you experienced. Go ahead.
Falling in love.
Aww. That's so special.
Just seeing this beautiful young woman and just all the life is there. And yeah.
Gratitude. I know Lauren does so much for her family and for our community. I just felt so grateful for her spirit.
Yeah, just beauty, and also I think this could be different. I know the person sitting next to me, but I think it would be different if it's a complete stranger.
Having somebody reveal their true depths without feeling embarrassed of emotion, to be able to let that go and express it however they needed to. And again, not really knowing that person fully, to know that they're willing to let that guard down and just be.
Go ahead.
I felt joy and beauty, and I had so much curiosity. Like, I wondered, whose eyes do you have? And you have such deep eyes and so much emotion, and I just wanted you to know how beautiful you are. And I saw it all, so I just feel so grateful
Does anyone else want to share what?
What I thought about, Joe and I have been married 55 years. But what I thought about is we don't take enough time to stop time. That's beautiful. Right. We need to do that.
Okay, where's my tissue?
Yeah. You know, I think as humanity, we want to be seen. And, you know, as like social cues, we may look at each other in the eyes when we're talking, and we're able to, we know what to socially do, you know, to show someone I'm paying attention, but to see them. You know, we're out of time, and so I wish I could just talk and talk and talk, because I'm a talker. Go figure. Brittany knows. So I want to turn it back over to Brittany, and I'm just really grateful that you were here to experience this with me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, Melanie. All right. Oh, wow. So before we get to Community Spotlight, we are actually going to do our takeaways. So in Creative Mornings, we have an opportunity to reflect on what the talk was and what we learned. And you have some takeaways here, but you can share anything that you've experienced today. We have a time for maybe 2 or 3. Does anyone want to do a takeaway? Anyone want to share anything that they got out of this today?
Well, I didn't get to share, but with Karen, I just felt peace. That's all I felt, and that's the best feeling ever, because her eyes, she's peaceful, and just staying still for a minute. We don't take time for stillness, so that was sort of what I learned.
Every time I come to Creative Mornings, I feel like I'm becoming more enlightened. I mean, it's just so refreshing, and I'm glad that I plan and I get myself up early and I'm here. It's like, wow, this is so good. So thank you, and I do feel better about myself, and I feel hopeful. And I really needed some hope in where I'm going through, and I just feel so much better. So I'm going to pursue the EFT more. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Oh, thank you.
Hi. I really feel like this just like reinforces for me, like, not like when Melanie says you have to love yourself, it's not necessarily a selfish thing. It's connecting with others and being free to have that connection, but not be feeling, confined to that connection. And it's just a really good opportunity to be reminded of having that freedom and loving others, and you're loving yourself by loving others, and it's really nice.
I love the analogy of needing a full cup in order to overflow and give to others. Yes. Thank you so much, Melanie. This was really a wonderful talk, and I'm so excited that you were here. We're going to do Community Spotlight. So I want to go back to your slide because Justine has something to announce. And if you have something that's happening in our community here in the Monterey Peninsula, we would love for you to share it with us. So I'm just going to go back a couple slides. And Justine, you want to come on up?
This Sunday, New Cannon Theater is going to be hosting a fundraiser. Pinkies up, high tea. The bigger the hat, the more fabulous the hat, the better. This is going to be taking place this Sunday, the 30th, from 3 to 4:30 at Casa Serrano, which is one of the adobes on Pacific Street. So we get access to that. And scones, clotted cream, all of that. Please join us. And this will all be supporting Season 4. Season 4, which is the next slide. Season 4 is about identity and conflict. And so we are opening our season May 15th with an Iliad at the First Theater. That hasn't seen theater in over 30 years. So they are opening their doors to us. We are working with State Parks. We just signed a contract with them. And I don't think they've ever had a professional theater company in there because it used to be vaudeville and sailors that would perform. So we will be doing this 2-person show. It's the modern day retelling of Homer's classic, The Iliad. And let me just tell you, it is just all the heartstring pulling, the joy, the laughter, the drama. Please don't miss it. And then, Right after that, we'll be doing Othello in another very iconic space at the Forest Theater. And that's, of course, Shakespeare's Othello. Then we're doing Life Sucks. And not sure yet where we'll be doing it. But those announcements, we on our newsletter, we always share obviously what we're doing. And you will be the first to know if you sign up. Go to newcanontheater.org, sign up for our newsletter, and there it is. And you'll see what we're doing. And follow us Instagram, Facebook, all the things. Hope to see you there Sunday. We do have a few tickets left. If you truly are interested, come see me after this. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, Justine. Thank you, Justine. Any other community spotlights? Come on up.
Hello, I am Shannon, and the row that I'm working on right now, using the analogy that we talked about earlier, is I am starting a barter fair in the Monterey Peninsula. And we are trying to build community by making homemade things and offering our services for trade. And we had our very first barter fair last Saturday. Our upcoming one is Saturday, April 26th at the Monterey Public Library in the afternoon, starting at 2 o'clock. And let me just tell you my two favorite trades that I had last Saturday. We had 60 different barters. We actually had to create a separate event in the morning and another one in the afternoon because we had so much interest. 80 different things on offer. And two of my favorite trades is I traded some strawberry jam for learning Spanish, an online Spanish lesson. And I also traded with an 8-year-old boy who made homemade cards, and I gave him 6 of my truffles. So join us Saturday, April 26th. You can bring any service, any skill, anything homemade, and we trade with each other, and it's a very generous and fun group, and we like that building the community. So thank you.
You'll have flyers in the back. There'll be flyers in the back on your way out.
Hi, I'm Caroline, and I have not been here for a while because I've been going through some personal family issues, but I want to, what? New knee. I got a new knee. Yes, I'm standing on it. So thank you. So along with a few others, I run a group called Global Villagers Community, and our focus really is on international cultures and travel, the arts, and so forth. So there's a lot of connections, I think, through some of the things that Creative Mornings emphasizes. And every month we meet on Thursdays from 5:30 to 7:30 at East Village Cafe. Absolutely free, but we do an international potluck. And so you bring something, you get something. This particular month, we are focusing, our theme is the power of words in our world. And we have 2 very distinguished guests who will be speaking from their life experience about poetry. One more kind of just talking about what poetry is and how to sort of develop that in your life, and the other is a professor at the Middlebury Institute who has just recently put out an anthology and sort of the process of collecting poetry in your life. So that doesn't seem very international, but our crew is very international, people who come. So you are welcome to come first Thursday every month at East Village Cafe, 5:30 p.m. Thanks.
All right, we have 3 more. Community Human Services, come on up. We have an event coming up.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. It's good to see you. My name is Gabby. I work with Community Human Services. Yes, give it up for Gabby. No, really give it up for Community Human Services. We're a nonprofit in the area in Monterey County. We have programs for substance use, mental health services, and homelessness. We have a bunch of shelters. One of them, the newest one we opened, is a 100-bed shelter out in Salina. So that's the biggest shelter in all of Monterey County. Yeah, one can bring their dog there. It's really, really cool. We also have mental health programs. We have some that work specifically with LGBTQ youth, for runaway and homeless youth. We've really got something for everyone. And that being the case, usually a lot of you, I'm sure, have worked in nonprofits, so you know how interesting it is to create fundraisers that will be interesting and gather people around to celebrate something that's so beautiful in our community. And so finally I got a stab at it and decided to do a mini music festival in the Sand City Art Park. It's called Banding Together. We've got, well, you guys can't read upside down. It's called Banding Together. We've got a bunch of local bands. Maybe you guys have heard of them. The Rudians, Sea Level, J2, the Youth Orchestra of Salinas is there. Mariachi Banda is coming. We're going to have some live art. We're also going to display some client art. We have our substance youth programs. They do something that's called a piece, and what that is essentially something that keeps them going day after day. And so we had them take a piece of 9x12, write their piece in the middle, and decorate around it. And the goal of that is to display those at the festival and then show those as a way of kind of, you know, when you walk past and you say, oh my gosh, I look at myself in the mirror in the bathroom and I give myself a high five and I say that too. And then giving us the opportunity to write ours as well. So it's really about bridging the gap. It's about spreading awareness, and it's about bringing people together and banding together. It's April 12th from 12 to 6 at the Sand City Art Park. We want to see everyone there so we can do it again next year. Thank you so much, guys.
Good morning. I'm Valiana. I am a sound weaver, a sound therapy practitioner. I've been playing the crystal singing bowls for over 17 years now, and I have a really great website. It is sacredsoundsmonterey.com, and I do events twice a month at Salty Soul Sanctuary Yoga Studio up at the Carmel Plaza. And I'm at Center of Spiritual Awakening, and I'm going to be doing a special event at Wendy Kirby's studio the 9th of April. So check out my website, and when you come to one of my sessions, I promise you, it's a time for timeout, a timeout for you. And it's a whole, sometimes, people that haven't experienced sound, it is like, I had no idea. I just had no idea. And I promise you a very special experience of you through sound, and I've been gifted this wonderful gift of a celestial song that comes through, and I just tap in with the bowls, and whatever comes through just sings, and sometimes it's light language. So it is more than just sound. It is a parallel. Yes, it is a parallel of ourselves and the organic energies that we have around on the earth. So thank you very much. Thanks, Rhett, for the great venue, and thank you, and good job taking over for your hubby. Oh, yes, sacredsoundsmonterey.com. Great. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. If you have time afterwards to connect with these folks, please stay and enjoy each other's company and chatting. Creative Mornings, again, we're here next month. April 25th is our next one. And Mike will be back. And I'll be here, but Mike will be back. And we're so glad that you could join us today. And thank you so much, Melanie. Give it up for Melanie one more time. It was amazing. Please check her out on her website, and she has a book for sale, so grab that book on the way out if you can. Thank you again, everybody. Thanks for coming.